Non-citizens might soon be able to cast their ballots in Washington, D.C. Local officials in the nation's capital passing a bill allowing illegal immigrants and foreign diplomats to vote in local elections. Here to react are two immigrants who came over legally. Ohene-Opare became a U.S. citizen in 2021 and is the host of Restitch America podcast. And Mike Diaz is a father of four living in the state of California. Thank you to you both for being with us this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. I'm going to go to you first. You waited 18 years to become a legal citizen of the U.S. So when you hear stories like this, how does it make you feel?
I think the most important thing is, the question I ask myself is, why are we devaluing American citizenship? What does it mean to be American anymore? Is there anything that differentiates the American citizen from anybody who just comes into this country? That's the question I'm asking. And I'm also wondering who is pushing this, because, I've been here for 18 years or more than 18 years, and I've never seen any concerted effort on the part of legal immigrants to push for this kind of right. And so I'm wondering, is there a kind of nefarious purpose behind this? Because I don't understand why Democrats are pushing this so much.
Mike, I want to follow up on what he just said in my question to you. You're a retired firefighter from California. You immigrated to the U.S. And when you hear about him saying that he doesn't see or hear of any concerted effort from immigrants to push this, the voting rights for them, where do you think it's coming from? Do you think it's just the left thinking that, hey, if we let them in, it's going to be another vote for us?
No, absolutely. I mean, I live in California, so I kind of get it, right? I see it every day, and it's changing more and more every year. More and more left here in California, and it is. That's what they do. I was an elected official here in my community, and I've seen some of the efforts that the left has pushed to try to change how we vote and how we change our communities, right? And so, it should anger all of us. For me, when I became a citizen, I did it the legal way, like many have, and I did that so I could become a productive citizen. But more importantly, too, is to be able to vote. And I've always taken voting extremely seriously. I've missed very, very few, only because I was on fires or something like that. But it's interesting how when you are given something, you don't respect it the same way you do when you earn it. And so I think that's what really angers me, is because you have these folks that come in, and like L.A. just now was just forced to remove 1.2 million illegible voters off their voter rolls. And that gentleman's correct. It's a nefarious action by those in power. It's clear. To me, anyways.
You said it so perfectly. You earned it, so it means so much more than if you were given it. I want to read this, and then I want your response. The House Oversight Chair, James Comer, called this bill an attack on the foundation of this republic. He says it should go without saying only Americans should have the power to influence local policy and guide their hard-earned taxpayer dollars to important initiatives. There's got to be other ways that immigrants, non-citizens, can participate without voting.
Definitely. There are so many different ways. As an immigrant or a non-citizen, you can participate in the political conversation. Of course, in my case, I did a lot before I became a citizen. I posted things online. I also volunteered where I needed to. You can join an advocacy group. You can support a campaign. If you're a legal permanent resident, you can donate to campaigns. So there are so many different avenues in which you can participate to make your voices heard without taking the right to vote. And I think it's important that if we start giving the right to vote to non-citizens, basically we're disenfranchising American citizens. And I also think that we're also legalizing foreign interference in our elections. Because if you can just come here and 30 days later be able to vote without any allegiance to this country, what are we going to get? And I think one thing that is important is this is not just happening in D.C. There are other jurisdictions that are also looking at doing things like this. So where does this end? Eventually, the goal is to transform this country fundamentally. And the question is, what exactly are they trying to transform this country into?
Mike, I've got one more question for you. The staff at the Chinese.
Can I say it real quick?
Yeah.
He's got such a great point. How many international students do we have in the United States? Do the math. We have over 1 million here in the United States at any given time. And a huge chunk, by far, it overshadows every other group, Chinese. Now, I'm not saying that Chinese that have come here legally are bad, but you know what? Those people are not our friends, right? So, and I'm trying to be really delicate about that. But so, are they saying that folks that are here that don't care for the United States should be able to vote and change the law of the land? I don't think so. Yeah,
Mike, I mean, you mentioned the Chinese and the Chinese not being our friend, but with this law, this bill, the staff of the Chinese embassy could vote. And I think that's concerning to a lot of people. I gotta leave it there. Alma and Mike, thank you so much for being with us. And good for you for doing things the legal way, because, I mean, you have the freedom to do really whatever you want in America. And I'm so glad to have both of you on this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
God bless.
You too. A group of pro-life doctors expected to be part of a